Hey, Coach Bob. Hey, James, Shauna, Jerome, Mary, Mike, Melody, Lisa Marie, John Tier, Jamie,
Look at
incredible Melody.
all the great faces and names that are here. This is awesome. I hope everyone is ready for today's inner circle because we it's the inner circle. This is where you get to get a little more personal attention from Robert. And so, of course, the easiest way to do that, as I see one hand already raised, but it's very simple to do, is just go ahead and put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my picture. If you're watching us on Zoom, if you're not, just ask your question in the YouTube chat and I'll ask it on your behalf. But if you're here on Zoom with us, then go ahead and put your cursor in the middle of the screen. You see the buttons at the very bottom of the screen there. One that says reactions. Click on that button and then click on raise hand and we will call on you. Or you can also throw your question into the Zoom chat and then I'll ask that on your behalf as well. Kind of similar to what we do with Ask Me Anything, but this is a little more in depth. That's why we call this the inner circle and breakthrough sessions. So, before we get started, got to welcome two new members to our inner circle family. Thank you so very much to Chris Galea and Wanda Olayuriju. We are welcoming both of them for the first time. I know we've seen them in the chats on YouTube, but for the
Thank you.
first
Thank you.
time
Thank you.
here on the inner circle. So thank you very much for joining us. Now, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you look at the very top of the chat, you will see a black bar there. That black bar has the link that if you'd like to join us in the chat, you can. So just click on that black bar, it'll expand it, and then click on the link. It will send you right here to our Zoom, and you can go ahead and join us in the Zoom chat and ask questions. And that's the whole idea, is that you get to personally ask questions of this gentleman that I am going to introduce. Literally, well, not quite face to face, but pretty darn close because you and he will be chatting with each other directly. So without further ado, let's get this breakthrough session started. Welcome to the Inner Circle, and ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Robert Hollis.
Craig, I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being such an incredible human doing.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Well, hello, ICs, Inner Circle members. I love and appreciate you so much. And thank you for being on here. Normally I do something at the beginning of the Inner Circle, before we answer questions. And all I can share with you guys is something, Craig and I were masterminding on right before I got here. I don't know if you guys really get this, but do you realize that all the things that stop you from moving forward, I used to have? Do you guys get that? It's like, I'm just a, guy that worked in the oil field and then worked on cars and I got a lot of thinking, and my thinking went against me until somebody helped me just move the paradigm a little bit, So I just want each and every one of you to think that once the paradigm shifts, it's like if you allow it to shift, you can't go back. It changes the way you answer questions. It changes the way that you feel about what you do. It changes everything. So when, today when I did that video, if you guys seen it, I'm going to do one tomorrow. It's like, what's your business philosophy? Because if you still are in the mindset that you are an employee, which some of you still are, and all this is about is selling product, you're never going to have freedom. Ever, 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 ever. Because the paradigm shift has to switch. And I know that some of you have heard me talk about this. And even if you trust your thinking mind, if you trust your thinking mind and your instincts, you know the right answers, but you don't have that philosophy instilled, right? So I was telling my wife today, as I said, I'm going to basically ask every one of you to pick one of these positions, right? Pick one of these, like I've been doing, let's make a deal, right? And so one, you're a customer at Subway sandwich shop. Anyone ever ate at Subway sandwich shop? Okay, so we all know what a customer is, right? The second one, you could be the person that's making the sandwiches, working at Subway sandwich shop. 3, you could be a manager at working at the Subway sandwich shop. 4, you could be an owner. That would be a self-employed person. And lastly, you could own 10 Subway sandwich shops and actually have the awareness. How many people have ever heard of a property manager? Do you guys know there's companies that are franchise managers? So you buy 10 franchises, the management company runs them, does the firing and the hiring, and make sure there's a manager there to run the establishment. So then you got freedom and you just get to do what you want when you want. So if I asked you to pick a customer working as making sandwich, being a manager, or being an owner of Subway sandwich shop, or owning 10 of them, is there anyone on the inner circle that goes, I'm going to take number 2 instead of number 5? Because if you are, we need to get you to believe that you're worthy and enough and deserve to be a business owner. Now let's switch it to this. What makes me a business owner in this industry is having other people that are in my organization that are making a full-time income. Now, here's what's crazy about this, right? I got 20,000 active people in my MDC business. Do you know some of them just want to be customers? It's like the only reason that they're in this company is 1, they are a customer, but B, they're an affiliate, but they're still just a customer. Then I have some people in my group that work really, 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 really hard doing the wrong stuff. They're professionals at not changing their mentality and just focused on, what kind of cheese do you want on your sandwich? You know, what kind, do you want lettuce? No. Do you want a little oil on this? What kind of bread do you want? And that's all they do all day. And if I was watching them, they're acting like customer service, even though they're an independent affiliate. That's their mentality, is go out and acquire customers and affiliates and not only be the deal, but also be customer service, be everything for them. Teach them how to make sandwiches, teach them how to eat the sandwiches. I hope you guys are in a circle. I hope you know I'm laughing with you, not at you, right? Then there's some of you that are the managers that are just overseeing the people that are doing what I just shared with you. So you got a group of customers, then you got a group of affiliates that are trying to be the deal, but answer all the questions. And, do you want this? It's the end of the month, right? Don't you know this is the time that you reach out to every person that you have to see if they're going to order again for the month? Hey, Lisa Marie, I just wanted to let you know you haven't ordered yet for the month. That probably would fit in this category. Right? And then you got the person that is the owner of the franchise. And the owner of the franchise is the guy that you guys have seen before. If you guys heard me do this training, have any one of you ever walked into a franchise, a fast food place, and there's someone behind the counter that just looks radically out of place? I mean, they are sharp dressed. They got a great attitude. They're moving at lightning speed. And just for some reason, it seems like everybody is got their A game going. It just seems like it's just flying. That means that the manager called in sick or quit, and the franchise owner had to show up to do the manager's job. That's why they look out of place. And because everyone in the place knows that's the owner of the franchise, they're on their A game. Today is not the day that I'm going to see how slow I can work and get away with just as much as humanly possible. And so tomorrow I'm going to do a video on business philosophy, because today I did, what kind of consumer are you? And you guys got to watch. Yeah, I don't know if you've been paying attention to my daily videos, but I'm really trying to get people to shape your mindset. That if someone said to you, Shauna, I'm not sure, what kind of products are you marketing? And you go, I'm in the people business. No, I get that. Everybody says that. But what are your products? Don't you guys understand that that's someone that's stuck in this realm, and no one's given them a perception of going, wow, I never thought of that. So that's why Jim Rohn and some of the people are so great at it, because they're the ones that said, wouldn't you rather work for profits instead of wages? And the first time that I heard that, maybe you were like me and you went, huh? What? Well, what do you mean by that? I don't understand that. Right? So I hope these videos are helping you, but I just wanted to get you guys in the mentality that if you keep doing the same thing that you always do, and you don't get results from that, then that just means you're doing it wrong. Because you should be attracting. I was sharing this with my wife today, and she said, oh my God, I got it. And for those of you that have been around me a lot, so what would be one higher step than the 5 that I just talked about? The company that actually owns the franchises. And they hire a franchise salesperson. And do you think they sort just a little different than trying to hire someone to work at Subway? Do you think the interview process is different? Because they might say something like this. They might say, Bill, before we go, it was nice meeting you. And I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. Do you know of anyone that's wanted to own their own business? And most people go, me. Really? Do you have $500,000 that you can invest in a business? No. Do you think you could get it? Could you borrow it from family or friends, or sell some stuff to get it? No. Do you understand the conversation's over? Because I'm looking for someone to buy a business. I want someone that wants to think like a business owner. So then I would say, Bill, do you know of anyone that would be interested in buying a business that would have $500,000 that they could invest? You guys catch that? Because some of you don't have that mindset or that philosophy. So then what you do is you don't realize that you're sorting, you go back to selling because your programming brings you back here. Can I give you an example? I go, so Bill, you ever think about owning your own business? Yeah. Well, listen, have you heard of Subway sandwich shops? Yeah. That's what I sell. I get a percentage every month off the gross of Subway sandwich shops. And Bill goes, I got one question for you. Sure. Where's the meat come from? What? I've always wondered where the meat. Where do Subway sandwich shops get their meat? Bill, I don't know. Do you guys get it? Be honest with you, Robert. I don't know about a Subway sandwich shop. Why? Because I get mine from Corky Sandwiches. And Corky makes a better sandwich. He's from this area, and they cost less. And I like Corky. I like talking to him and his family. I'm going to Corky's family store. You guys get where I'm coming from? So in the conversation of talking to someone that you think would be good at making an extra $100,000 a year by being a business owner, you got to be careful when you start talking to them and they start talking like these two people. Because if they talk like those two people, they haven't switched their philosophy yet. And they need to. And you guys have heard people ask these questions. Well, and we'll get right to questions, but I had someone reach out to me. I don't remember who it was. And they said, I just talked to a person, maybe it was Coach Bob, but they reached out to me and said, I just talked to this person and they want to know if they can secure the rights to this country. And I went, nah, we don't do that. And Coach Bob said, well, maybe there's someone I can talk to in MDC, that might know if a person can do that. My response, we don't do that. I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to them. Because when you're talking to someone that wants to change the business model, you guys catch where I'm coming from? It's like, well, I got a better way for Josh Wagle to do the business. And it's like, no, it's an equal opportunity. We're not locking in regions. And if someone wants to start as an independent affiliate there tomorrow and build a massive group to take care of their family, there it is. Got it? So I hope you guys like that opening statement, but just know that I just wanted to share that with the inner circle people, because everything that I see each and every one of you going through was a question or a Dino in my mind. And do you think that I thought about it, or do you think that I asked the question to my mentors? I did. It's like, oh my God, so my mentor was, I'll do one quick. My mentor said, how much did you make off that water filter you sold? I said, $60. He goes, how many people are in the San Fernando Valley? I said, I don't know, a couple million? He goes, how long is it going to take you to get a water filter in every county? I mean, every kitchen counter and in San Fernando Valley? I don't have a clue. And watch him switch it on me. He goes, Robert, I thought you believed in the product. I go, I do. So if it's going to take forever for you to get a water filter on every counter, and you really believe that people should have these, why hasn't it ever dawned on you that you should share the money with other people and get some help? I guess I never thought of that. Why didn't I ever think of that? Because when I was an auto mechanic, I never thought about going out and recruiting and training other auto mechanics. That never dawned on me. That's not my job. That's the garage's job. That's the service manager's job. That's somebody else's job. My job isn't to find other auto mechanics for you guys. Why? Well, because that's competition. And if they're competitive, they're taking my work away and maybe my income will go down. So I hope that helped you guys. So figure out where the things are that are holding you back. And then please, that's what Inner Circle's for, is for you to ask me the question, I don't know why I think this way. Well, let's help switch that breakthrough and switch that paradigm. So now when people ask you the question, because aren't you a lot of you like me? When I first got started, I was scared that people were going to ask me questions that I didn't know. And all my mentors have done through the years is teach me how to answer those questions with confidence, to get them to think different so they could be different. Because if they know better, they can do better. Da-da-da. Okay, Craig.
What a great way to start. Thank you so much, Robert. Got some hands up. I see James Saunders and Anthony Lombardo. Your hands are raised. And once again,
welcome, Chris. Welcome, Wanda.
Welcome, Chris and Wanda. Yes. So glad to have you both with us. Thank you so very much. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, if you want to join us if you want to ask Robert a question, either in the Zoom chat or on YouTube, go ahead, type your question. We'll ask it on your behalf. Or the whole idea behind the Inner Circle is that you get to talk to Robert directly. So raise your hand, very simple, like Anthony and James did. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen. At the bottom, you see a button that says reactions. Click on that and click on raise hand, and then we will call on you. So James, your hand went up first. Let's go ahead and get things started with you. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and share.
Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you, sir?
I'm the same.
Excellent.
I really got a lot out of your latest video talking about customers, and I see a parallel with people getting customers, and then all of a sudden they have to get more customers, and then they got to get the same customer, and they're always worried about prices, and that's obviously that's the wrong way to do this business.
In my opinion, yes.
That is the wrong way to do this business, because I've watched you. You don't even talk about product. The guy I had from the Philippines in my office, he was really impressed by you because you didn't talk about any products at all. You were more interested in him as a person. He really got a lot out of it, and I got a lot of it too. My question to you is, when you've encountered a lot of people, thousands of people, and they have this employee mentality.
Yep.
I see what you're trying to do. No, you're not trying. You're doing it. You're informing us that we don't need to have an employee mentality, that we need to get away from having an employee mentality and have a business mentality.
Amen.
So if I am talking to a person, in my mind, I'm thinking employee, okay? The person I'm talking to may not be thinking like an employee. Or
right.
Consequently, I may not be thinking like an employee, but they are thinking like an employee. It is the simple fact of watching the video, the Steps to Success video, and sharing a free gift, such as the God Memorandum, which, by the way, if you read Steps, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say this. You're going to ask me eventually, when I ask you, do I have the assignment? Do I know what I have the assignment and I know what to do? Because all I have to do is look at Joshua. All I have to do is look at Joshua. What is Joshua doing? What is Joshua sharing? That's all I can say. But
yeah, James, I'll tell you the biggest thing I do. The biggest thing that I do to switch someone's paradigm is you guys have to master the theoretical example, the napkin presentation. Because their thoughts are employee thoughts. How many of you really resonate with someone telling you can't think that way? Yeah, we got any rebels on here? You know what I mean? So I turn around and say to you, James, listen, that's a stupid way to think, James. See, this is always a great way to build rapport. All right. So
no.
the best thing that you can do when they're on a thought, what's the products? How much do they cost? I don't understand the way this works. Just say, listen, James, we'll get to that. What I'd like to share with you first is I really want to get an extra payday for you and your family. See, that's important to me. And I hope you don't mind that if I just focus on helping you get a belief payday, you're going to see how the other things fall in line.
Is it because they don't understand the difference between being a business owner and an employee that they would say something like,
yeah,
I watched the video, but I don't understand it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so if they don't understand, they don't understand. So that's when I say, for example, James, I always ask people what their magic number is. So in a perfect world, if you and I were working together, what kind of income would you have to make on a monthly basis for you not only to be proud of yourself, but proud to share it with other people? So if someone says, James, what are you up to now? And you go, listen,
my income.
What's up? My income. And so if you guys always will take people to the simple theoretical example, that you'll understand that people immediately, when you show them that their income can be achieved, their magic number can be achieved, now that allows you to change the paradigm and go, James, you and I working together. We need to find two people that need to make more money than they're making right now. Do you think you and I working together can find two people? So do you guys realize it's almost like, it's not manipulation. I learned this years ago that, persuasion is what coaches do. So persuasions is what drill sergeants do. You don't know why they're being such a-holes and telling you to do this over and over and over and over and over until you're in combat and you do it. It's just muscle memory. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's where people mess up. What they do is they think that they can continue answering their questions from someone that's this mentality. And if you think that you ask and answer enough of their questions as an employee consumer mentality, that you're going to convert them. Me saying it that way, doesn't that sound like, well, I ain't never going to happen? Plus, they got all the outside influences for opinions of people in this category. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I've heard people get involved in those things, and I'm not doing door-to-door sales, and when you go to return your product, you can't, and they're just nothing but scams. Do you see where a bunch of employee mentality people that are consumers are going to not only be locked in this, but then they come into these companies, James, and then they know, if you ask them away from everyone, do you think you know more than Robert Hollis about building a successful business? And they'd go, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. And there's just no results. So that's like you and I, James, sitting on Sunday watching the football game. And one of us, I'll be the stupid one, says, geez, I mean, I could have even thrown that pass and hit him. And you're like, no, you couldn't. But we play this armchair quarterback kind of person that I could have easily got out of that tackle. And it's like, yeah, me too. You know what I mean? It's like we're better at sports than everybody. We're better at everything than everybody. And it's like, it's crazy. So when people get into this, I say to them, your goal is to build an organization of people that are consumers, and your goal is to get them to have these premium quality products for free. Then your next goal is to get them to have them for free for them and their family. Because most people that get in are the only consumers of the product. They're not buying the product for their families that they love because they can't afford to. Get to that position, then get into profit. So, yeah, you do that, James. That's the next step always, is to get them to stop thinking employee mentality and get them to dream through a theoretical example, and then share with them, well, let me describe to you a person that you might know. Someone that's positive, someone that's a leader. And then let's figure out how we can get them introduced to this so that they can help you build that 500 people or build that 1,000 people.
You hit it on the head as usual. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you, James. I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Okay, cool. Craig?
James. Yeah, James, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man.
James always brings the gold, man.
Yeah, he really does.
Thanks
Appreciate
again,
you,
James, for all your incredible super chats too. Oh my God. Just, you're just amazing.
My honor.
Okay, let's move right along. John Tier, your hand is up. Let's go ahead and hear what you have to say. Please share.
Hey. Hey, John, how are you?
Well, I'm wonderful, Robert. I'm wonderful.
Cool.
Been working out like you, Yeah. I've been doing some rowing too, but my rowing is a little different, I've been rowing for like endurance and speed. So I've been doing like 500-meter races, against the air. And I got my time down to, like, today was 2:20, 2 minutes and 20 seconds for 500 meters,
Really?
Yeah, I had gotten it down to about 2:18 that I took off equipment, but today was 2:20.
See, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
So on the machine, they have.
I don't want to know. You guys catch that? The only reason I'm on the rowing machine is every day I'm going to get gooder and gooder.
Yes.
So I just keep taking my watch and it says you did longer on the rowing machine. So I never ever thought that I should just be on it for 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it could get to you that fast too. I mean, because I did like 8.5 or 9 minutes today, and I'm not playing with it, but right.
I always seen these guys doing sprints with it.
Yeah.
And in me, I almost have to roll off of it when I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't right. I don't want you changing my opinion about what I'm doing on the wrong movie.
Do you? That's all. Do what you do.
But I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you.
Yesterday's with Ron Henley was very, very, very enlightening.
Wow.
It was extremely. Wait, I thought I knew some stuff until you listen to him and you realize you don't know jack.
Right. Right. Isn't it true?
Right, right. You know, because my mindset of when it started was with Shackley, so he came up with some other companies I had never
Ooh.
heard of,
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
when he started talking about the the mid and late 40s, you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like I'm just like crazy. And as far as the becoming an affiliate for someone, buying it wholesale and selling it at retail,
man,
Watkins is the oldest. So Watkins is like
yeah,
they
Watkins.
sell
Okay,
they,
yeah.
they sell
That's what I was thinking about.
spices and stuff like that. And they're like 155,
Okay,
154 years old. John, you
I
there?
think I'm having some internet challenges here. I'm catching some. Yeah, okay, now it's saying unstable. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Watkins. Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, something he said, and he said it in passing, but I wrote it down. And he said, your personal activity level will determine your success because you know all the other things, but it comes
Yes.
down to your personal activity level. I said, wow, I wrote that down. That's PAL.
That's good.
And
I'm
I was
writing
like,
it down.
yeah. And so at the top of my paper every day when I'm starting on stuff, I've written that down, your personal activity level. I said
Yeah,
that
that's the boxes for me.
yeah, right, right, right.
And if you guys have heard me do that whole training is like Bill would write the boxes really small on the whiteboard. And then he was going, you know why the boxes are so small? And we'd go, why? And he goes, because I don't want to hear your stupid story. Your story can't fit in this box, just a number. So
Right.
when you turn around and said, well, I was talking to this one guy and his boss is the stepbrother of this other guy that owns a supermarket. And I was wondering if I could get the CBD in there. So he's going, that story can't fit in the box. And another reason why the box is so small is your excuses can't fit in there either.
Right. Yeah, and Robert, what I'm coming to learn, and I know I've said this before, that there are some things you can only learn through doing.
Right.
And I realize now not only why you saw it so fast, but how you saw it so fast.
Yeah.
Because when you have a lot of people that you have to talk to, you just don't have time to go back and forth. And that's what
No.
I'm learning now as I'm building my Facebook now. I'm like, man, there's so many people who are like, accepting friendships and then sending me friend requests as wow. I've got like close to 3,000 now followers, and almost 2,700 new Facebook people. And so it's like so many people are coming in. It's like, oh, I can't, I gotta like get through these people a lot faster. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, now I see why Robert just does this in all in one swell, one big swoop. Because
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's a lot of people you got to get through. So
And
I'm
I
that
think that's why I always loved, that's why I did that with both Joshua's and Mary, because I know that I keep promising you guys me going through the process. And me going through the process, you guys would already see me interacting with people that have been in the funnel for a long time. So like I had a guy today that reached out to me that's a part of a new company. They sell some kind of card or something. And they're going, listen, I used to be an MDC and some other companies with you. And I just was never successful at it. And I always thought that the products were too expensive. And my response back to him was, I said, until you realize that this is a people business, not a product business, it doesn't make a difference what you're marketing. You're never going to grow a group of any significance to be impressive. And I go, you're just doing what you're doing for years with a different philosophy. You keep showing up at every business opportunity with the same philosophy.
if you think of yourself as I'm going now, if you think of yourself as being like an Amazon or even a Walmart, you know, they just stock whatever they stock,
Yeah.
but they
Amazon.
advertise to people for people to come in and do what they do. And if we have a mentality of, I'm just really just building like an Amazon, like a Walmart, I just want more and more franchises, more and more
Bingo.
Remaxes,
Bingo.
and that's what the way business owners think. I
They
just
do.
want to set up as many businesses as I possibly can. And if you're not the person that I can set up a business with, it's okay, but I got to keep moving.
I look at that too, John. Thank you for bringing that up. Great point. You know what's really neat? If you guys are ever in a small town, I guess you could be in a big town, but you find a small business owner mentality. You know, I can guarantee you, like we have a place here, it's Laurel Lumber. And I always take my sons to there and we build all kinds of stuff. And so what is funny is I walk in there and, you know, I said to my sons, I said, there's some guys that come here and some girls that come here and all they do is buy wood here. I said, but why is the whole front of the lumber store have glue and nails and paint? And I mean, can't you get paint at Walmart? Can't you get paint at Ace? You know, why do they have paint there? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because their goal is if the person walks in the door, that maybe they can get them to walk out of there with something more than lumber. It's like, and I can guarantee you that I've never had any of those people there ever try to sell me on frickin' anything. Because that's not the relationship that they're trying to build. I come in, hey, Mr. Hollis, how are you? What are you building now? You know, and it's like, hey, you know, did you see we have paint on sale? Hey, did you see that, you know, we got some, you know, sheetrock screws are on special today, you know, and, you know, it's like these whole people that are involved in MDC that all they're doing is waiting for the next deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So I'm coming in there and I'm not a super contractor. So I do have some questions and they always bring Al out. You know, Al's like the local contractor. Now he works there, you know, and it's like, you know, what glue would work better for this, you know, and, you know, this is what I'm doing. Anything I should look out for? Oh yeah, make sure you do this, you know, and, you know, they bring up stuff that you would never think about. And he's like, you know, we always hope the tile will hold well, but you know, you should put some kind of waterproof sheetrock behind that tile.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the sheetrock fails, then the tile just falls off. Didn't know that.
Okay.
That's a good piece of information.
Yes, it is.
It's like, all right, you know what I mean? And it's like a little stuff like that. So it's like, I love my interactions with you, John, all the inner circle members, because if you approach a person, and that's why I still lead with this, because I only miss a couple of ways with this. I still run into a person every once in a while that still says, you know what, I just don't care for people that talk about money.
Okay.
And that's some deep psychology stuff that I got to try to help them in another way. You know what I mean? So in their mind, they ask questions and we don't know how to handle those, like I started out with. And I can remember at the beginning, I always tell people that this might sound hokey, but you guys know me well enough. I think the questions that you consistently get asked all the time are ones that you haven't answered for yourself. So you don't even know that you have that deep in your subconscious. So I'll never forget when I first got involved in this industry and the guy goes, now, wait a minute. You want me to pay you to make you and your friends money? And I was like, damn, that's a good one. I was like, yeah. Why do we have to pay to make someone money? You know what I mean?
Sure.
So couldn't wait to spring this on my boss, you know, my upline, my mentor. And he's like, when did you think this was a job? This is not a job. This is a business. Do you know any business owners? Yeah. Go down and ask them if they'll give you their business. Oh, I'd never do that. Why? Because it's stupid, isn't it? And I go, yeah, it is stupid. So next time they say, why do I have to pay to get in? Say, listen, this is a business. This is not a job. I'm trying to get you out of your job. This is a business. So once I said that to myself, and once I believed it in myself, because the other thing that he said, I remember too, he's going, there's no way you make 62 grand a month at a job with this kind of freedom. No way. So I went, oh yeah, I remember I want to make 6 grand a month and I need to build a sales team. No. See what I mean? Yeah. It's like, because there was so much programming in there that you guys still realize that you have. It's like, I'm building a sales team. Are you in sales? No. What are you building? Well, it's an independent contractor. Independent contractors get paid not 1099.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, like, John, you're the best, man.
Just one more quick thing.
Sure.
It was a guy. Sometimes people come from this particular place, and it goes through certain filters in my mind when they say certain things. The guy's like, basically, he was asking me, well, you know, what made you want to, you know, reach out to me? And so, you know, I at first, when it first came out, I was like, oh man, this guy here, he really just think, you know, and I had that filter going on. And so I wrote out stuff that I was going to say, and then I didn't say anything about it. I just let it sit for a couple of days. And then I came back and I said, you know what? This is about making people feel good, not making them feel bad. So what is it that you can say that would make him feel good? And what is it that you can say that you really want to elicit his help? Because that's what we're really doing. We're asking people for help. And Brilliant. You can't get help if you are like, you know, being brutal about it.
Yeah.
So I turned around and I actually formed cause marketing with him because he had all these things on his page. He was a speaker, something like that. And I said, you know, when he asked me that, so CC wanted to be direct, I was direct with him. Because sometimes I've also realized that sometimes there's not a situation where you actually give a gift away. There is a situation where you just talk to the person directly without having to have to give the gift.
Coming from your heart.
Right, exactly. So I said to him, well, listen, on your profile, I noticed that you like to help people. And so the reason I reached out to you is because I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. I said, I'm actually trying to be I have a vision of being one of the best givers for St. Jude. And so I don't know if you know anything about St. Jude, but they are the people who help children with cancer, and the parents never have to pay anything. And so the way I'm generating income for that, and I just went on through all of that. Yeah. And at the end of that, he said, well, send me the information. So, and I thought about that. I was like, wow. So after I sent it, of course, he said, oh, I've seen this before, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, no problem. Thanks a lot. And I went on. Then he sends me, well, if you're interested, you know,
right.
I've got a way to like get Facebook free leads or something like that. And so I said, that's interesting. So I went to look at his followers. You know, he had like 1,900 followers. I'm like, really, guy? You really? It's kind of like, and I just didn't even respond to it. I was just, you know, I'm just going to keep it moving, you know. But I thought that was very, very interesting. I said, man, on one hand, you know, and he's portraying himself as being this big Anthony Robbins student and blah, blah, blah.
Brand,
and all of
coach,
that.
life
Yeah,
coach.
yeah, right. Life, right. I think I put
answer to everything.
Yeah, life coach or lie coach. I'm not sure which one it was, but
Ooh,
so, but there it is. That's how it is. And
thank you, John. Yeah, it's I love being direct with people. You know, people come out and say, hello, And my newest response, again, I trust myself. It's not the same to everybody. I wish that, wouldn't it be nice to tell people, listen, what if you could say something different to everybody? You know, that would probably, that's the goal, right? To make unique statements to unique people. And so sometimes when people reach out to me, they go, hello. And I go, hello, how long have you been with My Daily Choice? And I go, the reason I ask is to make the kind of income and freedom that I have takes extreme focus and priority. And I'm willing to help you do that with your MDC business. If you're not interested in making what I currently make in MDC, then please don't solicit me for any other business. Because all I'll do is block and delete you. Now, that's not a message that is canned for me. Because sometimes I'll say to a person, I say, well, how long have you been doing this business? And they're going, well, you know, like 3 years. Then you should be financially done. How many people have you helped get to the same place you are? Now, how many of these turn into conversions to people involved in MDC that do something? None. It's still me following my instincts and mastering my craft to try to find an angle on these people that are extremely focused on what they're doing. They're excited, their ignorance on fire. And
I will say this, Robert, something that like I used to be where I hated when people pitched me, or they were another company, I wouldn't want to say anything to them, anything like that. I don't have that issue anymore.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So
Honestly,
when I see someone,
I'm saying, isn't that cool?
so because here's first of all, my mindset changed because listen, they're fellow freedom fighters, actually. That's the way I view them, as being fellow freedom fighters. So once I shifted that, when I do see that they are, when I see them on Facebook and I see what they're, I will say, you know, I'll give them my greeting, and then I will ask them, is there anything I can say to you that you would be able to take a serious look at what I'm doing?
Good.
And the last 2 people who came in were actually from other network marketing companies. See, so it's like, yeah, they may be in a company, it doesn't mean that they're happy with the company.
No.
And if you don't ask, someone else may ask.
I had someone recently approach me, and I'll let you guys listen to it really quick because I actually complimented him. All right. So I hope you guys can hear this okay.
Hey, what's going on there, Robert Hollis? I haven't talked to you in a good while. Wanted to reach out to you though and see if you were open to taking a look at maybe another opportunity. So I know you got involved with CBD and how big the market was and how big it blew up because you got involved, you know, from the beginning. And I just wanted to hit you up and see if you were maybe open to taking a look at another opportunity that just became available. So our company just released a brand new product to the public this past week, and it's really helping a whole lot of people to be able to manage healthy blood sugars, to keep, you know, from having the highs and the lows and the crashes. And so anyways, just want to reach out to you and see if you were just open to taking a look, man. And if not, I totally understand. I know you're doing, you know, super fantastic where you're at probably. You always have. I just wanted to, you know, put it out there for you and just, you know, see if you were open to taking a look, man. So I appreciate you, man, for everything you've ever done for, you know, me in the past, and hope you have a great day.
So the last time we communicated was February 21st because he wished me a happy birthday. Interesting, huh? Because I shared with him a happy birthday. So any of you interested on how I responded back?
Yes.
Hey, Chad, I wish you did a course on how to properly reach out to people. That was super, super great, super professional. And yeah, I'm a lifer with this company so far. We've just been in for 5.5 years and just went over 4.6 million and 20 active people in our group all over the world. So very, very, very blessed. So it's, and I'm really familiar with the company, Trinot. John Singh, a guy I worked with and ACN way back in the day, him and his wife, Veronica. I've been over there for, I think, for maybe 4 or 5 years. And so they keep us updated with everything that's going. And I just wish you much luck and success and happiness again. Thank you for the way that you reached out.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, it's but it's funny that I seen Coach Bob sort of giggling, because it's like, they can't help themselves. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so the message that he left after that is he said, this reminds me when I first got involved in network marketing, I thought that everyone would be interested in this product. But the more I reach out to people, the more that I know that they've already been approached by this company and this product. But do you notice that the message that he said is the only reason that Robert Hollis made money is because I caught CBD with a trend.
Right.
He doesn't understand that I'm in the people business.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And so, John, I always love going back and forth with you. Thank you so much,
All
brother.
right. Thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate you.
John, thank you so very much. Appreciate you too. Got Coach Bob's hand up and Jerome Marshall's hand up. So those two are coming up next. And I just want to remind those of you that are watching here on YouTube to go ahead and just hit that like button. It's that thumbs up. And we'll appreciate that very, very much. It helps kind of let YouTube know that we're here. We're building and growing. Coach Bob Johnson, it's time to unmute yourself. Please go ahead, open up, and share with us.
Hey, Robert. Hey,
How you
Craig.
doing, Bob?
Good. So, Ron had a great, that guy's phenomenal. I just really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for bringing him on. I find that fascinating, learning about the history. And, some of those guys I've listened to, Zig Ziglar, I went to go see him once. Not the other guy he had, but it was very good. I'd appreciate you having him on again.
Oh, thank you. There's a one that Zig Ziglar did that was his opening thing. I don't know if you've ever seen him do the water pump.
Oh yeah. You prime it. You prime it. Yeah.
So if you guys want to see something that really inspire you, it probably would be only people that are my age or maybe a little younger, because a lot of people don't even know what a water pump is.
That is a really good one, though. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I always loved him doing that.
And then the next thing is this Rand Bucks. I don't think people are at least I know it's early, but I don't know if people are catching on with it. I've got a lot of people, and do you think it's something we have to educate them to, or?
Yep. And the way that I do it is through parables. You just want to use any kind of analogy, parable, story that you can use. So, I didn't buy the Amazon card in the box because I wanted to waste some time. But you'll notice I'll just hold it up, and I'm going, listen, have you ever heard of an Amazon card? And a part of what is called NLP, neuro linguistic programming, is to be able to get someone to really pay attention to you, is to tell them something quickly in the conversation that they thought that they should know, but they didn't know. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So it's just like, so I always go, you know what this is, right? And you'll get, when I do analogies, you guys, people will say, yeah, I know what that is. And they don't know what that is. But I just say to them, listen, this is an Amazon card. And I know that it's a physical card, but it's paper. It's paper. And I think this. But in the back, it just says, hey, listen, go to amazon.com/redeem. And if you peel off that code and I give you the code, you could get the money on it. And they're like, oh, yeah, I know that. And I said, so what if, just think about this. What if you could send an affiliate link to somebody and they would buy this card for $200? And what it would give them is a deeper discount up to 25% on all the products that Amazon already has. Because if there's not a value to the customer, then why would they get it from you? And they go, oh, that makes total sense. I said, but it gets better. Because if you send your affiliate link and the person buys this to get the deep discounts on the products, we're going to send you $40. So it's a win for Amazon because they're doing more revenue. It's a win to the customer because they get deeper discounts. And it's a win for the person that's sending out the affiliate link.
Right.
I go,
So is it?
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
always,
definitely.
They'll always go, yeah. And then I go, well, now I want to talk to you about this. Now, again, this is a paper card. But I want in your back office, I would like to send you a link where you can pay $200 and get cheaper discounts on the products that you already have. And so, you know, it's getting them to say yes, yes, yes to something. Yes, I know what a gift card is. Yes, I know that they're good. And yes, I know people make money off of them. So great. Can you just say one more yes?
Right.
Okay. So does that help a little?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's just that the customer, I'm writing the customers, and I also did a quick video from Zoom to kind of show them what to do, right? You know,
Good.
this is going to save you this amount of money if you go this way with it. A prepaid credit card, I did it like, or a debit card. So that's how I kind of put it. Then there was one more question I wanted to ask. Okay, on your birthday, when you go through all your birthday lists and you say happy birthday to everybody, do you sell on there, or do you just try to? I always just say, each morning I wake up and I do 4 or 5 of them each morning, and
Right.
I'm just saying I'm trying to connect. I see we're both, and then I kind of pull some things off that they're doing. You know what I mean? If they're in some company, hopefully you're doing well on Goodwill, good. Live good, and then maybe we can sit down and discuss how to market stuff or share ideas, and I leave it at that. But do you think it's a good thing to try to market them on our, you know, in that birthday wishes?
I don't.
Okay. I just want
to, but I'm trying to do my best to the inner circle people to make sure that that you're still keeping it really unique. You know, so
Okay.
if I get a fast response to a birthday wish, you know what I mean? If I get a really fast response to the birthday wish and they're saying, hey, thank you, brother, back at you. I will try to carry on the conversation in some way. You know, just say, hey, listen, you know, I'm always running across things that really help me on a mental and a spiritual basis. You know, I'd like to share one with you. You know what I mean? And, yeah. And it's like, and again, just, you know, try to do your best to tap in more on your instincts of when you should say something, when you shouldn't. So.
Okay. Yeah. It's just really good to get these little bits, right? Because I never use that audio, and I think that's huge, you know, because then they hear you're a real person. You're not, you know, someone else, but yeah.
And that's why in the message, it's important for me, instead of doing, you know, always trying to find out the shortcut, I just don't do shortcuts. So, you know, I think every one of you, before you knew who I was, when you heard my first response to you back, it's like, I wanted to make sure that I used your name in it. I wanted to make sure that I said something that was heartfelt, not because I'm trying to connect, because I mean it.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, I just, you know, like, I thought it was hilarious when Ron was talking about, you know, that they're all sitting in that car and they all had networked and connected with each other. It's like, yeah, I have relationships that will be me for eternity. You know, there's people that I truly believe that when I'm no longer here, we'll be doing some kind of pyramid scheme up there. I'm joking. Some of you know I'm joking, but it's like, but it's like, it just keeps you alive. It keeps you alive. I love that. I didn't know until I had a couple of conversations from Ron Henley that Rich Schnackenberger was the first person that said that this is a personal development program with a compensation plan.
Nice.
Because you got to learn to connect with people. You usually can't do that until you connect with yourself. A lot of people don't want to do that. So I don't, I just don't want to put myself out there to connect with people because they're going to hurt me. Well, what if you didn't care if they hurt you? What? What if you were just there for the season they were there? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So, I know you heard me say this statement, but Jim Rohn pounded this in me. It's like, the second time you die is when people stop saying your name.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's crazy that we're doing an interview and we're still bringing up, the people from the past that are no longer with us, the Rich and the Jay and the Rich Schnackenberger and the Zig Ziglar and the Jim Rohn. It's like, people like Ron and I are never going to let those people die.
Right. Well, thanks so much, Robert. Love and appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you, man. I'm proud of you, man. I keep watching you and you're just got this brick, got this brick, got this brick. You're just gonna.
It's just a little bit at a time. It's really funny how just a little, if you just change your ideas or thoughts just a little bit, it just all clicks, right?
It does. Isn't it hilarious that it does in everything?
Yeah.
Almost. I'd like to find one thing that it doesn't click on. I'll give you guys a spiritual one for me that I probably have shared before. I always had to do, I grew up in so many different religions because each foster home that I was in was a different religion, right? So you ever hear these things, and when you hear things, you just go, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't set right. But I always heard this thing that you should fear the Lord.
Yeah.
You should fear God. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I just don't understand that if I do something wrong, he's going to hit me with a bolt of lightning. And then you see all these jokes about it. It's like someone will say something and then they'll look up and say, see, I didn't get smited. You know what I mean? I didn't get... And so I always had a difficulty with this. And then one person at one meeting, it was a service, and this guy said, fear really means respect in the Bible. And he says, let me get this to you. So you're flying down the freeway and you're not paying attention, and then you see a highway patrolman setting. Why is your first response is, oh, like crap, and then you let off the gas? Why do you do that? That's called respect. It's respect for the person that has the authority to really make your day bad.
Right.
And so you tightened up and you let off the gas or maybe tapped your brakes because of their respect to the authority that they have. So that's what the kind of fear means. So if you were a spiritual person, it would make you just second guess about doing something that might be unethical and immoral to another person because of authority of a higher power. And I went, I can live with that.
Right.
I can live with that because I just couldn't buy that I needed to be scared of it. I was going like, I don't understand why someone should be scared of this incredible creator,
Right.
dude. You know what I mean? So it's these little, like you said, these little tweaks that you do, and that people say something to you. And another one on a spiritual level was, Robert, when you pray, do you ask for forgiveness? And I say, yeah. And well, he's already forgiven you. Why do you keep asking? It's like, I don't know, maybe because I think I do something bad every day. I don't know. It's like, that sounds like Dino, Robert. That
Yeah.
sounds like Dino. It's like, so, it's these little things that I know that you're putting in brick by brick by brick. Because again, congratulations. I know we're out the end of the month and Coach Bob's at the head of the leaderboard again, crushing everybody. And I know for a fact, man, when he figures this out, you guys are going to see his people on the top of the leaderboard, and you guys are going to know that he's overriding them.
I hope I get there. I should.
No, you will, because it's just these little tweaks that you see. I think that everybody would agree with me that, Bob, if you're this good at figuring out the things that need to happen to get people to see your site, to make a decision to become a customer, I'm just doing exactly the same thing, looking for people that need to make extra money.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
you guys watch out. You guys watch out, because Bob's already sent me some pages, and he's like, hey, I'll figure this out.
I hope so. Yeah,
Oh,
thank
you
you.
will. You will. You will. You got a lot of people to help, and I know you'll do it.
This group has been great. I mean, this has been a real turning point, I'll tell you. And I'm going to recommend everyone that joins my group to get in here. So, but
I appreciate you, Bob.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys too.
Love you, man.
Yeah, love you.
You got.
Bob, thank you so very much. And wow, we got
Thanks,
a few
Ray.
more people with hands up. So let's go ahead. I see Wanda, Mary, and Jerome have their hands up. Not necessarily in that order, but we are going to start with Jerome since he's had his hand up the longest. Jerome Marshall, go ahead, unmute, and please share with us.
Hey, what's up, Robert? What's up, team?
My income. That's what's up. What's going on with you?
Income. Income. I'm just busy doing different things, praising God. God's been working with me big time, and basically saved my life on Tuesday night. And I just give all the praises to Him.
Amen.
And also, I know and James know your shirt's on the way.
Thank you, brother. I can't wait.
No problem. And if anybody else want a shirt, let me know. I'll send you his information. He told me that he's looking forward to coming to the AMA on Saturday.
Oh, so, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So he's excited. So I told him just get ready to get more shirts, so
I think people are gonna, are you kidding me? It's gonna be pretty funny. It's like I can, when your awareness goes up, it's funny. I was listening, Terry was watching some housewife reality show today, and one of the housewives walked up to the other one and said, I just talked to so-and-so, and she said, you said this. Are you kidding me? I would have never paid attention to it because I wasn't watching it. I was on my laptop. But as soon as she said that, I put the laptop down. I'm going like, huh? It's really funny.
Oh, yeah. And Coach Bob is off the chain. Him and I've been talking for the last few days. And he's full of very good ideas. And I'm just in awe of him. I'm in awe of everybody, of our team. And I brag and talk about you guys at our men's Bible study. I'm like, I work with a bunch of superstars, and
awesome,
I'm just learning.
This is a great fellowship for sure, man. I love the stuff that each and every one of us are taking baby steps to get where we need to make a bigger impact. So I appreciate you, Jerome.
Yeah, no problem. I'm like you, Robert. I've done audio events, and I talk about my story, with live my best life because, in spite of MS. And I don't even talk about the products. unless they ask me about a certain product or whatever. But I don't even mention products. I just mention my idea and I want to help people out. I want to help create leverage for people and their families.
Right.
And I also say, I'm also direct. I say, if you're serious about this, let's talk. We could get things together. I'm willing to talk with entire villages, you know, and God, ever, you know, I'm willing to reach out to people. But if they're not serious, then I just move on. I say, God bless you, and I'm gone, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was sharing with James. I seen that Craig shared it in the group as well. As fast as you guys can get a theoretical example in front of somebody, it really, that's why they called it the napkin presentation. It's just, you got to get people to dream. And when you get people to dream and they think that something might be possible, they'll go into action. And here's what people that come from the wrong programming believe that they need to understand before they move forward.
Right.
So that's why you guys are getting the questions like, I don't know what I need to do now, or I don't know what this is, or what am I selling? See, they won't move forward because they don't have a reason to move forward. You got to give them a reason forward. So that's when you got to say, listen, my goal would make sure that, today's Thursday. I want to make sure that on Thursday that you're excited because you've seen another deposit in your credit wallet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how you get to celebrate people. And they're like, wait a minute. I mean, Jerome went directly to me getting paid.
That's what I do.
See, now all of a sudden it's like, well, how does that happen? Well, I'd like to help you make that happen. My goal is for you to introduce me to somebody. I'm not interested in you going out there and not connecting with people the right way.
Right. And I don't even because they always ask me, not everybody, but several affiliates are asking me, how do I sell this? How do I sell this product? I'm like, don't worry about the product. Just create your story, get stuff yourself, and create your story. Don't talk about products. Create your story.
Right.
That's what I tell them.
Believe it or not, Jerome, if you would change what you did just a little bit and get people to tell somebody else's story or promote somebody else's story, you'd see magic happen.
I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this industry, the certain way is the certain way is always, you're telling someone else's successful story is more impressive than you telling your own story. And so telling somebody else's story is the first. And I would tell people in this day and age, if you could jump from telling somebody else's story to telling their story, you won't be able to handle your momentum. And so there's this thing in old school networking that we were taught that you have to develop your own product story. Between you and I, that phrase that I say all the time, how would you feel if, and how would I act if?
Right.
When someone goes out of their way to tell me their personal testimony in this day and age, it sounds like you're selling me.
True.
And I was able to make $1 million before I was 30 and became a national marketing director by telling my upline story.
Right. So basically, focus on edifying someone else, basically.
Yeah. All day, every day, I was constantly edifying and giving praise and recognition to my mentor's story, getting people in front of his information, and honestly hoping and praying, because I didn't know any better. It was blind faith. It was ignorance on fire, that one of these people would find him as knowledgeable as I was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when I met my mentor and he started spitting out this stuff, I was going like, oh my God. So there's certain network marketing cultures
Right.
that teach that you need to be telling your story. And that's where that parable comes from, Jerome. It's like an expert's not welcome in his own hometown. So, if you believe in the scriptures, and
I do.
it said that when Jesus went to his hometown, he
Right.
couldn't do any miracles or good works there.
Wouldn't. Yeah, that's true.
Why couldn't he? Because everyone went, oh, that's Jerome. That's the carpenter's son.
Yeah. Or they already know. They already knew. Yeah. So
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I know him. I seen Jerome one time, drunk with a lampshade on his head. You know what I mean? And now this guy is the next Messiah. I'm being sacrilegious here. So
yeah.
So when my mentor taught me that I could do nothing but just make a big deal out of him and put people in front of his video.
Right.
And so that was a huge break for me, Jerome, because I was going like, I don't have to tell my story. I'm introverted. This is the best thing in the world. And so then I only found one thing that I could do to make it even work faster is self-deprivation. All right. So what I would say to people is I'm going, Jerome, man, we get to work with James. I'm telling you, listen, I'm on workman's comp and I was a mechanic and I make $900 a month. If you want to learn how to make $900 a month on workman's comp, Jerome, I'm your guy.
Right.
But if you want to learn how to make an extra payday every Thursday, James is the man. I can't wait for you to meet James and just go off on James, because there was this thing that Bill taught all the time, Jerome, that's so hilarious. Do you know what the real definition of expert is?
Not really. No.
Someone you don't know.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm talking about someone you don't know, then you got to have faith that this person is really who the hell I'm saying they are.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So when we're telling our own personal story, I promise you, they're listening, going, he's telling me this stuff because he wants me to buy something. He's telling me this stuff because he wants me to buy something. He's telling me this story because he wants me to get involved in this company.
And I do show your videos too. So
it doesn't, but watch, if you can always do expert from afar, that's where the magic happens. So I'm just sharing with you because you're on the inner circle, that when you tell people their first goal is to get on the product and learn to tell their own personal story, I'm telling you that there's probably not a lot of people that are jacked out of their mind to get on a Zoom or a video call and tell their story. If my mentor said that that's what I would have to do, we would have never met.
Right. Yeah,
we never met. He was like, I said straight out, I was one of those people that said this, Jerome. I'm not interested in being on stage. I'm not interested in being in front of the room.
Right.
I'm never going to wear a monkey suit and a tie. That ain't freaking ever happening. Is there a way I can do this business where I don't have to do those things?
Right.
Now I remember him looking at me and smiling and going, God, thank you for answers of prayer. I'm finally meeting somebody that is humble and doesn't want to be the frickin' deal and wants to tell everyone in the world that I'm the deal, the guy with the 62 grand check, and I'm going to do nothing but make sure these people get in this kid's business.
Right.
I can guarantee you, he looked back at the interview with me and the conversation with me and going, there's got to be cameras around here someplace because I'm being punked. This kid is coachable. He's in desperation. He's going to do exactly what I'm going to tell him to do. And now I'm going to challenge him. And when I challenge him, I bet you can't get my video seen by 70 people. And he calls me on it.
Right.
This kid's going to be a winner.
Yeah. Just got to continue to sort and
you're just like Bob. Every time I talk to you, Jerome, you tell me what you're doing so I can help you tweak it.
Yeah.
If you didn't trust me, it's like I know Lisa Marie used to fit in this category with me. It's like Melody Ryba. It's like, listen, I'm just going to go on there. James, there's people that get on here and go, I'm going to tell Robert what I can do so he can use me as a guinea pig, telling everybody this is not what to do.
Right. Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down.
But I ask you to really try that. I just try that, because if you're asking people, hey, your first step is let's get you on the product and get you to tell a story, man. See, if you knew a few of them that were in your group, because I know, Jerome, you're really, really good at building a connection. You're natural at that. You people can tell that you love them, and you're just a good person. You're just an awesome person. So you reaching out to people and connecting with people, in my opinion, you mastered that. You mastered some of the parts that someone will never spend the time learning to do. So you master that. And then what you do is you go with that part that, how would I feel if, and what if I act if?
Right.
What if there was a few people that are still in your organization, or maybe not, that you could reach out to, that you built such a great relationship with, and said, you know what? I just got a simple question for you. I'm just trying to get better in helping people be successful. Was there anything that I said or did during our conversation that made you feel like you didn't want to continue?
Right.
And I need you to be bold and honest with me, and I'm not going to be upset. I just need to get better.
Right.
And if they go, no, I can't remember anything. And you go, well, one of my goals was to make sure that you had your own personal story. How'd you feel about that? Because there is a small group that would go, oh my God, I couldn't wait to talk forever. I mean, that was what I was all about. You telling me that I could tell my story and talk for 20 minutes and let people just hear my story. That's what I'm all about. I guarantee you that a majority of them are going, to be honest with you, I need to make some extra money, but I'd rather get a job than get on with a stranger and tell my story.
Yeah. I got you.
Perfect, Jerome. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah, no, that interview with Ron yesterday was awesome. So I'm waiting on the part 2. And team members, if you want a shirt, are you kidding me shirt? Let me know, and I'll pass it along to my guy. So,
Rome, when I get my shirt, they're gonna see it. It's probably gonna be one of the very first Inner Circle members meetings that I do without a Tommy Bahama shirt on, because I'm gonna wear my Just Kidding Me shirt for damn sure.
It's on its way.
Thank you, brother.
No problem. I love and appreciate you, man.
Love and appreciate you.
All right.
Jerome, thank you so very much. I'm going to go a little out of order, and only because I'm going to hold this man to his word. So Mary and Wanda, hang on here. Santa Corky says that he would like to just share something really quick. So Santa Corky, there you are. Go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share with us.
Hi there. Hey, I just want to come on and say hi and thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Craig, for your guys' insights. My life is just so absolutely, it's just amazing.
I love you, man. I know you're out killing the world and making the difference, and it's always nice. I always love seeing you.
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and say hi, and I wish I could come on a little bit more. We're just things are just really happening,
Good.
really happening, and keeps going. And I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much.
Give since some of the inner circle members don't get to see you all the time and they watch recordings. Give us some highlights of what's happened since we last seen you.
I've hired a TikTok specialist that, well, I've got my assistant. I've hired her, and then I've hired a videographer that follows me around now. We just got back from Costco because Costco has got all the Christmas ornaments and stuff up.
Wow. So
I don't know if you can see it, but we just bought a ton of presents that we're going to give out to local families. Yeah, it's just like, it's, it looks like Christmas all behind me there.
It's coming up on your season. That's for
right. He's already got me lined up with this videographer. Plus he does some marketing for me and stuff. And with Tipsy Elf ugly sweatshirt people, they're the ones you order the ugly stuff. So we're doing some collaboration and some work with them, so that's exciting. But hiring Michael has just been a dream come true for me. I've envisioned that in my 6-phase meditations to have that crew. Now we've added 2 more people we're going to meet with tomorrow. One other guy that we're going to meet with tomorrow, and this guy's like in our local area. He's the top dog media at churches. He sets up all these churches.
Nice.
So it's putting it out there to the universe God created, and it's happening. It's happening. So everything that it says in the Science of Getting Rich and stuff. It's incredible to watch it unfold. And I've never felt so humbled to God that says, I love you and I'm behind you.
Yes.
I love you and I'm behind you in your endeavors. Just seek me in all things that you do. So, and that's what's really happening. Some of that, I'm at 1.5 million now.
Another $500,000. Gee whiz.
I'm this close to 1.6. I'm not that far away, maybe a couple weeks away. But and then we started YouTube because Michael started, I started putting a video. There's one video up there now, and there will be another one next week. We just shot today for some more videos. I could go on and on. It's just nonstop what's happening. I can't keep up for an old 70-year-old man,
I'm telling you what, the creator that gave you the blessings is also the creator that'll give you the energy and the rest, the energy, energy and the rest.
But I just wanted to come on because I'm supposed to be live now, but I wanted to wait and say thank you to everyone in here, and I get to pop in and out. I hope you don't mind.
Nope.
But we're on the social media thing, and that's just.
I love you, man. I love you. Your wife.
We might be able to retire my wife next year after this season. So thank you, Robert.
That will happen. I agree with you in his name. It shall come to pass.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you. Take care.
God bless you. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bless you, Corky, and thank you so much. Always love having you drop in on us.
Thank you. Good.
Okay. Well, let's keep going, and thank you very much, Mary and Wanda, for your patience on that. But Wanda Olayoriju, you are next. So let's go ahead, open up, and please share. I just sent you an unmute. There you go.
Hello, everyone.
Say that again. I think I could hear you.
Hold on just a second.
It's very, very quiet.
It's quiet and noisy, Wanda. Is there any way you can get closer?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You got to stay that close, but it's really making a lot
there's
of
like
noise.
some feedback or something.
Noise?
Yeah.
I apologize for that. I live near high school, and they got a football game going on tonight.
Oh, got it. So how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm blessed and highly favored and deeply loved.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I
What's
just
your
didn't want
question?
to leave without saying that I'm excited to be here in the inner circle. I've been just kind of watching you guys from afar, popping in every once in a while to see how things, how you guys operate. I'm learning a lot, and I appreciate, you giving me the opportunity to be here. I have one quick question.
Sure.
When you, let's see, how do I want to put this? When you've been in the business for just a short while, and you get a customer that says, how can you that have not reached the levels that you have since you've been in, how can you, keep that person motivated to try to come in and reach the level when you haven't even gotten to their level?
Great question. Point to somebody that's hit that position. Yeah. Instead of say, my goal is for both of us to achieve the position and tell somebody else's story. Did you get that? Yeah. So yeah, as soon as they say, well, because our belief in ourselves, we want to tell everybody that they can do better than us. So you need to learn from somebody else. But Wanda, you're incredible, you're gorgeous, and thank you so much for jumping on here live and asking that question. I appreciate it. You have anything else?
That's it. Like I said, I'm anxious and excited to be here, learning from the best.
Well, I love and appreciate you, Wanda, so much, and thank you so much for being in the inner circle. We love you. Give Wanda a hi and a welcome. Hello, 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 hello.
Wanda, thank you so much, and it's glad to see you part of our inner circle. Thank you so much for joining us. Mary Valchik, okay, thank you for your patience. Please go ahead, unmute yourself, and share with us.
Okay, I'm unmuted. All right. So again, I just wanted to share something, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget.
There you go. How are you?
I'm great. I'm awesome. So yesterday I was reaching out to a bunch of people, and so one girl comes back to me, and it's always voice clips. I always do voice clips, and I don't know, I think it was something like, I forgot her name because I ended up just deleting her anyway. Right. So I think I said, I'll pull a name out of the hat. Hi, Jessica. Thank you so much for the friend request. I hope this message finds you and yours blessed, and I hope you're having an awesome day. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And so, something to that effect. Sure. So she responds back and she says, oh, I know you're trying to sell me something. And I got a little, I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm like, how dare you? Right. Right. And so I responded back, very nicely. And I said, you sent me a friend request, so I'm just trying to connect with you. And she says, nah, that voice was digitally done. It wasn't your real voice. And it was a cookie cutter, whatever, And I'm like, oh, seriously, you sent me the friend request. So anyways, I laughed about it. How you said they don't let people bother you? Actually, it made me laugh because actually it was a little bit of a compliment, because my voice, if my voice is digital, then I guess I'm good. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. I laughed about it, and I just, deleted the message, and, didn't bother responding, next.
Like I've said to a lot of people on here, Mary, it's like that your goal is anyone's response to you. When you get to the place where it doesn't trigger you and you laugh about it, you're in the right plane. Because what you're doing is you're not allowing someone to take you out of the vortex. You're not allowing, I envision a column of white light that I'm always standing in.
Yep.
And I just don't, I just will see, it's me, it's not somebody. I will not allow someone saying or doing something to me that gets me out of the light.
Exactly. And initially, I first got a little, ticked, but then we're talking a second. And then I'm like, no.
Good.
And then I responded because it was like, you sent me a friend request. If you want my friend request, I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to reach out to you. So
Right.
anyway, I thought that was funny.
And the other thing too, Mary, as we're all doing this, and again, Mary, what is the number of followers that you're up to now?
I have almost 6.2 thousand followers, and I keep my friend requests right around 4,990, right around there, just so I can keep getting those,
Yeah.
delete, add.
Yep. Just keep funneling them through. There was I won't spend a long time on this, but my mentor was really good at this, and he would, it was like in a 5-day seminar. So I'm going to try to really condense this for you guys. So in a 5-day seminar, what he would do is he would pair us up in like groups of 6. And then what he would do is give us an analogy. And the people that had already been to the event before, he would tell people not to follow the directions of people that had a name tag on it with stars. So the more stars that you had on your name tag are the people that have been to this seminar before. So then he would get you in this deal where he says, I need every one of you to imagine you're driving down a road, and all of a sudden this car comes across as many lanes as there is, and it comes so close to taking you out that you not only have to swerve a little bit, but lock up your brakes to stop this person from hitting you. Now, once you do that and you're scared to your wits, hoping that someone didn't run into the back of you because you're fast braking, or you get close to hitting somebody to the side that you merged in, you then focus your attention, and you're pissed off of this, at the car in front of you. And he says, you can't even see ahead of the person driving. Okay. So now they seem like they're not only driving erratically, but then all of a sudden they go across the same amount of lanes, and they're making other cars do the same thing that they did to you. And now they're taking an exit. Then he says, okay, so now everyone say what you're going to do. And of course, it's mixed, There was very few people that would say, it's not my problem. Just someone was drunk and I don't care. I'm just on my way of getting home. And they would never fail to have someone that had a star name tag. Of course, I was in this group that would go, come on, are you serious? And you could actually get them to get a little more triggered, and a little more triggered, and a little more triggered. And finally, you would have everyone in the group. Sometimes there was 200 people in this group, and everyone in the group wanted to, let's take the exit and beat the F out of this person. You know what I mean? It's like you could get people that riled up. And so he would hear when everyone was that riled up, and then he'd tell everybody stop, and then he would finish the story. So now, how many of us agreed that you cut off cars, you're following them, and now they took a right, and you're following them? And now you're calling on 911, you're calling the cops because this person's either drunk or whatever. And they go up one block, and you see this sign, and they pull in this driveway, and it's an emergency entrance to the hospital. You pull up behind them, and this little girl gets out, and she's got to be all of maybe 13, 14 years old. And she's screaming, and she says, my mom's in the back. My mom's in the back. I don't know how to wake her up. And you see the people run out, put her on the stretcher. The little girl's crying. And he goes, okay, so now get back in your groups. How do you feel now? And so he would pull these things on us all through the 5-day seminar, where you got triggered, you got pissed off, you were gonna, get judgment, you're gonna call the police, get this person put in jail, and now you're going, God, I wish I knew the rest of the story. And so the reason that he did these all through the seminar is to get you to go, I don't know the rest of the story here. So it really, really helps you when someone jumps down your throat, you're just spamming me. I know this is a digital message. I'm sending this directly to the FBI. I'm reporting you to Facebook. Because the way that they're reacting is the way that you did before you knew the rest of the story.
I like that.
Isn't that deep? And all of a sudden you go, they got in a fight with their spouse. Maybe someone close to them died. I don't know. Maybe they had someone take advantage of them and scam them for money. And this is playing around in their head. And and I know that when people hear that, I've had a lot of people that I feel, and I'm going to be bold with the inner circle people here, is that, sometimes we have a lot of people that make up the rest of the story. That's just nothing but bullshit, right? And so we always want to take the right fighter stance, or that I'm justified to go after these people, or I need to do this. And the more that you realize that you really don't know, and it's okay not to know, and it's okay not to take a stance, it's okay not to be a right fighter, and then you almost turn into love and compassion. And when you see someone that's triggered like that do that, you go, man, I don't know what happened to their day, but it's like, wow. And you'll notice that some people through love and compassion would want to reach out and say, hey, Mary, you know what? I hope you're having a better day, and I'll just say a prayer for you. I'm telling you, you're going to get another bad response to that as well. So
it was just funny. I had to share.
No. Thank you.
Get a lot of ones back that
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
But I get a lot of ones that people are very nice, and they'll say, thank you so much. And, we'll go back and forth, and then I, do the rest of my thing. Yeah. But, and people say, oh my God, I love your voice and whatnot. So I just thought that one was kind of funny. And initially I'm like, ugh, but then I'm like, you sent me the friend request. I'm just trying to connect with you. So anyway.
Thank you for sharing that. And that allowed me to give people, it's like, because
I liked what you shared. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, it's like we're always in a position where we really are trying to find the people that have ears to hear, and they're at the right place in their lives.
Right.
And I don't know if I've ever shared this with all you guys, but I really know myself better now than I ever did. And I'm telling you, if any one of you would approach me with anything 9 months prior to me, sitting in my apartment, watching my life fall apart, watching all the loved ones I sent away because I didn't feel worthy, getting electricity cut off or whatever. I had to go through a lot of humbling to strip myself of my identity and my ego so that I was ready to hear from Sean. Because I was not, I tell people all this time, and you guys can ask my wife, it's like, I was not a good person. I was not a good person. So I would have been one of those people that you would have nicely reached out to and said, hey, Bobby, I don't know if you're interested. And I'd like, I just would have been an asshole. And And people go, well, that's not right to be that way. And I justified it from all the stuff that happened in my past.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everybody had hurt me in my entire life. So you want to act like you care for me and then, trick me and then take advantage of me and hurt me. I'm not going to let you do that. You see what I mean? It is like,
that's
so
what a lot of people, that's a lot of people's baggage, and it is, and it's something they have to get over. It's not me. So yeah.
And when people don't like this industry, for any reason, it usually is some them themselves or somebody that they really, really cared for that got hurt by this industry with, again, not us understanding all the information.
Yep.
Because we know how coachable people are.
Exactly.
So when people get in this industry or any kind of business whatsoever, going in with a know-it-all attitude, believing that just because you were successful at doing something else, that you're going to achieve results at this. And this industry humbles you really, really, really fast. So that's why I love listening to stuff, not doing another pitch for Ron Henley. But if you guys go back and listen to, and that's why me and Ron both got choked up, because the people that used to stand on stage and put tens of thousands of people in this business a month were people that were masters at telling stories from their heart. They are frickin' masters at,
because you're making somebody feel. And
yes, these guys are masters. And they weren't manipulators. They were persuaders. They, the Dexter Yeagers of the world, the Jim Rowans of the world. Jim Rowan, he would start out his first, every time he started out an event, he would say stuff that would just humble him to the lowest common denominator. He would grow up there and he's going, I seen him, the last time I seen him speak, there was probably like 1,000 people there. And he always did the same thing at the beginning. Someone would give him just an unbelievable introduction that he deserved. And he'd walk up and everybody be clapping and he'd be going, all that for a farm boy from Idaho, that planted potatoes. And then everybody would sort of giggle a little bit and he's going, so how many people have seen me speak live before? And it was always less than like 5%. Very rarely has any speaker had, people return like Taylor Swift or something, it's like, and he would see so imagine in a group of 1,000 people that you've seen like 50 hands raise up. And this is what he'd say all the time. He'd go, oh, he says, I always think that I'm more popular than that. And so we would always say these little things that people just immediately fell in love with him because he would just, man. And so the one story that he tells Mary that always brings me to my knees was, Earl Schultz said to him, he says, have you ever been to one of these events and heard someone say this? It's like, there he is. There's Earl Schultz. There he is. He said, yeah, I hear that about you all the time. He goes, Mr. Rowan, that's going to happen to you. And he says, you're going to be standing in a corner, waiting to get introduced, or maybe be in an elevator, and people are going to hear all this stuff about you. And then they're going to realize that that's you. And they're going to go, there he is. There he is. That's Mr. Rowan right there. And he goes, now to hear that, not only in the hallways of some very big hotels and convention centers, but now hearing that in the airport. So you're just minding your own business, hanging out with your husband, and you hear somebody, is that Mary? Is it Mary? And you turn around and you go, what? That's her. That's Mary. You know what I mean? You're going like, what are you talking? Oh my God, I seen your video. You got me to believe that I could do this. I started doing this and now I'm a 50K and I retired my husband. You're just like, what is going on right now? It's like, so Mary, I thank you so much for bringing that story to us. Did you have any other? Just wanted to share that.
A couple, just real quick.
Yeah.
So, something, it was, did you forget, the video that you did a couple days ago? Freaking awesome. I actually watched it a couple of times. Freaking awesome. Anyways, so
Thank
after
you.
I remembered something from one of our zillion conversations, that you listened to a Bob Proctor meditation at night.
Yes.
So I went on looking for that. And I found probably not the one you listened to, but I found another one, and it was only like a 30-minute meditation. Oh my gosh. I laid there and I did what it, said and talked.
Yep.
I remember sitting there and just envisioning what he said, a light coming down and, going. And from the beginning, from when he started to the end, I had a smile on my face. Actually, when I got done, it hurt.
Yeah.
My face hurt because I was just smiling the whole time. And between that video that you did and that meditation, and I did that right after the God memorandum. So did the God memorandum, then did that. The last couple of days I've been like walking on clouds. It's so just like you said to Coach Bob, certain things click and you all of a sudden get it. And
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
I'm
it.
telling you guys, if you will be disciplined enough to just stay plugged in long enough to know what it feels like not to be plugged in. Oh my God.
And you always want to be plugged in.
That's when the magic will happen. The magic will happen when you go, I forgot to plug in today. And your very next thought is canceling every freaking thing you got going on to get plugged back in. You know what I mean? Because we all do this, right? Where you forget to do something and then you forget to do it the next day. And then you just forget you're doing it. And then someone brings up, oh my God, I'm not doing that. And when you say you're not doing that, do you do it? No, you put it off that day too.
I remember I did that with the God memorandum. It was like I forgot one night because I fell asleep, and then the next night I forgot, and it was like a couple of weeks, and I'm like, those couple of weeks sucked. And then I got back on track, and but yeah, it's so that meditation, that did you forget? I want to watch that like once a week, twice a week, every day. I don't know. It just. So anyways.
Thank you, Mary. I love you. And yeah, it's I'm really pushing myself to really get locked in more, plugged in more. And
you're doing it.
I'm just more than any time in my life, I'm just asking the ether that I'm in, the infinite wisdom that I'm in. What are the common things that people are asking themselves? And and of course, I'm always having masterminds with Terry on our walks or while we're sitting in the sauna now. And it's like, she'll say, I just bounce things off of her, and she'll turn around and say, because what a different spin that I did today on being a consumer. What kind of consumer are you? And I really, truly am not aware of people that know that there's something better that they could consume and they don't want it. I don't think that's in our nature to say, I'd like to buy, I would like to buy the good bread. You know what I mean? I'd like to buy the good eggs. I'd like to, and what got me on that was Ron Henley. When you find someone that makes a big deal out of putting fish in their rice. And I was just going like, Okay, so people think that this is all about consumerism. And again, my mentor would do a spin on that. He would, if you guys heard me say this, I just love this part where he goes, how many people do you know have a job? And he goes, do you know a majority of them have skinny kids? That was the thing that he would drive in our heads. And he's going, so, there's people that make Rolls Royces and their families have skinny kids because stupid people won't do what they need to do to be able to feel worthy and enough and deserving and build a big enough group of people that are supplementing their income to purchase a Rolls Royce so those people don't have skinny kids. You want to talk about, he would go, and there's people that make custom homes and they have children and they have a lot of people that work with them that have skinny kids. And he goes, how dare you not take the wisdom and information that I've given you and not employ and help these people out? You shouldn't be mowing your own lawn. You shouldn't be detailing your own car. These people have skinny kids. And that's the kind of deal that he would do to rock the leaders, rock our perspective.
It messes your head a little.
Yeah, where you would, you walk in and say, I don't care how much money I'm making. I'm still going to drive my used Datsun pickup. And he's going, so you're not interested in helping people feed their children?
Wow.
What? And it's like, I don't care if you buy it and leave it in the garage. I don't care if you buy it and donate it.
Right.
But stop making up the excuses to not keep people in their jobs. I was like, damn it. And he's going, do you know there's people out there that make, tailored suits? And they're just sitting around with their thumbs, playing with their thumbs, because you won't go in there and get a tailored suit. And I'm like, so yeah. So thank you, Mary. I love you. I always love talking to you.
You too. Thank you so much.
You bet. Well, it's 6:00, 6:02.
Yep.
Let's close this thing out, man.
All right. Well,
my wife is making some sandwiches.
Ooh. Okay. So when are we coming over? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for participating here in the inner circle in our breakthrough.
Oh,
sessions.
I see Anthony back on here. Anthony, did you get your question?
Hang on. Let me go ahead and unmute him.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, sorry guys, I had to pop off. If you didn't read the chat, we're having a baby shower.
Me read? Okay. Anyway, Kathy, I'm sorry.
I forget. No, we're having a baby shower in the backyard. So the 10 people decided to show up today instead of tomorrow to set up the 10. So I had to deal with that.
Wow. 2 baby showers.
Who else is having one?
Were you having one tonight and one tomorrow night?
No. The 10 people setting up. Hey, I welcome 2 parties, right?
Hey, Anthony, in the olden days, I would say, you guys didn't make a mistake. Let me get my whiteboard. Let me draw you guys out of theoretical examples as here. Oh, so Anthony, I'm sorry if you had a question. I didn't want to.
Well, basically, whatever questions that I had, the portion that I did watch, you basically answered them when you were talking to James about how to, how long do you spend on somebody to not convince them, but to see like what the benefits are to becoming a business owner. If after, watching your 7 steps to success, if they're not really interested, then maybe they're not the right people to work with.
I honestly, truly believe, you guys, that if there was anything that I would market right now, and I'm talking about after the connection, after the gift, after they, watch something that makes them, sorts them, steps to success, I go into my back office, is, because I know, Anthony, the people I want in my group, franchise owners, I would show them Josh's explanation on brand bucks, but I would set the video to where it goes into the very first thing that you guys see is income potential. So that they go there and they go, okay, so if you sell 4 of these, you get 40, 160. And then if you sell these, you make 2, 4, 6, 800. And then if you sell these, you make 800. You see what I mean? And then he immediately goes into theoretical example of saying, you know, how much do you want to make? And then if you add because if you guys really understand marketing, it's these things that make marketing beautiful. And Coach Bob knows what I'm talking about. And I know you, Anthony, too, being a business owner, is having a curiosity hook is devastating. It's just, you know, I know people that have made millions of dollars off one hook. And it's because it's the right place at the right time where people grab onto that hook, and it's that 8 seconds where they go a little further. And so because I'm doing my best to help change your guys' paradigm, that's why the video for Steps and Success is, hi, you know, I'm going to log on to my online banking. If some of you think that I do that by accident, you're really not paying attention. And then I have people, because they don't believe and looking for that person, they go, well, I shared this with somebody and they go, oh, he's talking about money and I don't give a crap about money. And this is stupid. What's the product? Yeah, that's the wrong audience for that video for damn sure.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
But it immediately sorted them. So if you guys be in the inner circle, you guys are going to see me in the next day or so, because I want to focus on helping the Nigerians close out another freaking awesome month. But showing them, like, I had it up and I for a reason, and it was funny. I think it was because of you, Anthony, and that's a positive, by the way. But sharing this theoretical example with someone, and people think that you got to get people to understand this. I would send this to people and they're going, listen, you know, and I said, well, listen, I'm just looking to help people make money. And I would send them this graphic. This is the kind of stuff I do, Anthony, to sort their asses so fast. They're like, well, what is this? Oh, so you didn't see income potential at the top? Did you miss that? What kind of money do you want to make? Anthony, what's your magic number? Is it 23,000 a month?
Well, the first one would be 6,000. That would replace my salary at work. But yeah, I would love to see myself at 23,000.
So let's get you out of your job first, or sell your business. So we got to get 1,000 people here in your group that are each on subscription with the brand bucks card.
Yeah.
Can I give you a simple example, Anthony?
Sure.
You find someone like me, and now you got a person with 20,000 active people in one leg.
That's how the magic happens. That's the multiplier.
So if you did nothing but buy a brand bucks, you would get one level of check matching. And if Terry and I made 50,000 on our residual check, I don't know if you're good at math, Anthony, but what's 30% of 50,000?
15,000.
We have a winner. You found one person and you're selling your business, and now what are you doing?
Or you're collecting residuals, and
That's the difference from finding someone that wants to start a franchise or buy a franchise than finding someone that would be interested in marketing this. This is the sandwich maker. So it was so funny when you were on here, Anthony. How many of you guys are glad that I brought Anthony back on? But it was like you were in here, and my mind immediately went, okay, 7 days back, 10 days back, here's this graphic, and I brought it up. And then I totally forgot about it. And so when you're like me, when my mentor, Anthony, got this theoretical stuck in my head, do you understand that I that's where we're talking about the song where you're daydreaming all day? See, my number was smaller than yours. Of course, that's 36 years ago. My number was $3,800, dude. $3,800. Do you think I knew exactly the amount of people I needed in my group? Yeah.
Yep.
All day, every day. It wasn't until I met my mentor that my paradigm shift that I'm looking to sell 500 water filters. So I'm looking to have 500 water filter salespeople. It was that little step. Oh, I'm looking just like in Rich Dad Poor Dad, where he gets all excited to go back to his rich dad and say, hey, I'm having these women make Velcro wallets for me. I showed them how to do it. I'm paying them a couple of dollars per wallet, and I'm selling them for $10 on the beach. And he goes, how many do you sell? And he said, I sell 10. And he's going, wow, make $100 in a day? And he's like, yeah. He goes, how many other surfers do you know that would like to surf all day and make $100 a day whenever they wanted to make it? Everyone. Well, dude, you need to pay people $2 to make the wallet. But what if you had 10 people that each sold 10 wallets and you got to get them to sell them for 10 or 15? You don't care what they sell them for. You just get $5 from each wallet.
That's where the franchise example comes into play.
Yeah. So as soon as you can get this theoretical in your mind, and here's what I did. I swear to God, I did this, Anthony. When I first looked at the theoretical example, and if we went back to it quick, because my number was smaller than yours. So when I looked at this theoretical similar to this, right? Now I don't know how to pull that over. You guys see it okay?
There we go.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, cool. So my number's smaller than you. I'm here. Right? That's $900 more than I need to make. This is what I thought. If no one does this frickin' business, no one, I will put 500 people in this frickin' business. See, my mind went, I'll do 500 all by myself because I know I can go through the numbers. I know that I can sort. I know that I can find people to watch that frickin' video. There's nothing that can stop me from doing that. Nothing. Little did I know that when I made 10 grand, there was 6 people underneath out of the 11 out of the 72. So 72 broke down to 11. 11 broke down to 72 broke down to 11. 6 out of the 11 went, if that idiot can make 10 grand, I'm going to make 10 grand. And that's why you'll see people go through ranks so fast. People still don't get it that I didn't pull over a group. You guys, everyone, Melody Riva was the only person that came over from, and that was just me saying I'm coming out of retirement. Melody's like, you're not coming out of retirement without me doing this. So right now, out of all the people that are in my organization right now, 99.9% of the people that are in my group are people that I pulled off Facebook exactly the way I showed Mary how to do it. Because I just know that you just go through the numbers, you do the right things, you connect the right way, you find people, and you go, listen, I'm looking for people that are interested in making this kind of income. And if you find the right people, Anthony, they'll humble themselves. When I met Bill Gould and he showed me 62 grand, my mind did not say I'm going to make 62 grand. My mind said, if this guy has helped 5 or 6 people make 10 grand and he makes 62 grand, I know what he's doing can make me 3,800. And then all day, every day, I just seen how many people I could get to watch that video. So if you guys are not getting people to go into action, they are not going into action because you did not give them a vision. For a lack of vision, people perish. So the only thing I would add on to that theoretical, if you guys watch my 5K video or my professor video, you could not watch those 2 videos enough. Because you get that lingo down. And I go, okay, so, Anthony, so we get you to 9,500 a month. I need you to have security. Do you know how important security is for me to tell you with having a new baby coming on, how important security is?
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to advise you not to get rid of your business or sell your business until you pull 3 months in a row of 9,500 a month. Is that fair?
I say so, yeah.
So when you see it and it's consistently coming in, then you can have the confidence and the security to sit down with your wife to say, listen, if this whole business disappeared tomorrow, I know how to rebuild it. I know exactly what to do to get back to 95. But now that I'm not 95, I want to go to 23.7. I want to go to 55,000. I want to, and that's where, for me, maybe you guys are not like me, but that's the kind of stuff that consumes me. That's the kind of stuff that if I have an army of 20,000 people that every day are sharing connecting and giving a gift and sharing my video, I just want to find the people, Anthony, that goes, have you heard that Robert Hollis talk? Yeah, I'm gonna crush that dude. I'm gonna make him look like he's not even doing anything. I'm gonna not only be on stage, but I want to be getting the plaque in front of him. Because you find one person like that, and people are buying brand bucks and getting 30% off my residual check. If you can afford the big one, do you guys realize that you now get paid 4 levels deep on check match, and you only have to do 90 a month and stay executive, get paid the 4 levels forever?
Well, recently I bought the 199 on my wife's position, and then because I have level 1, level 2 affiliates, and my level 1s, they've already achieved their belief check, they're executives. So now I bought the 399 on my affiliate position. So now I'm at 2 levels of check matching. So it's going to be exciting, the bonus check at the end of the month. But yeah, I'm elated. I'm excited.
Yeah, when people understand the value of brand bucks and they really are good at sharing the value, where this company is going to be by the end of the year, and like Bob said, Coach Bob, he was saying, are people catching on to this? Yeah, there's people. I've seen people. I have people in my group right now, you guys, from, let me try to pronounce this right. Kazakhstan. It's next to Mongolia. I had 3 people go 1K in one day.
Wow.
Let that get in your head. Now, there are people, don't get mad at me, you guys. I'm just sharing you the information. Don't get mad at the player, get mad at the game. But do you guys know there's people right now that want to accumulate brand bucks and they never want to buy any product?
I believe that. I can see that.
They're like wanting Josh to come up with something that they would get at as a bonus when they hit $5,000 in brand bucks in their back office from accumulation. Like, give me a sword or something. Because they can use their brand bucks to buy something at any time, anytime they want. So there's people in these countries right now that don't have anything, Anthony, but digital products.
Right.
And they just think, wait a minute, I'm marketing brand bucks? Yeah. So I don't have to buy digital travel and I don't have to buy Akashics. I can qualify for a position and make money by just selling brand bucks.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's people in this world that are in a whole different mental state. And it's all about money and freedom for them. It's all about money and freedom for them. So, I accidentally shared with them an analogy of an Amazon card. And I just told them, I said, can you guys imagine that if you just got people to buy, gift cards from Amazon that were $800, that you're getting $400 a pop? They're like, I gotta go. and this guy brought in 2 positions. He's gonna try to hit 25K in 1 week.
Wow.
But he's got 3 positions, and those 3 positions each have 5 people all underneath them. You know what I mean? So I think the last time I looked, he was sitting at like 16,000. And here's a person that complained to me because he's like, if you can't get the physical products to Kazakhstan, I know we border Mongolia and Russia. And we also, are one of the countries that borders Ukraine, and I'm really mad that you guys can't get any products to us. It's like, listen, if they're launching bombs anywhere close to you guys, it might be difficult. And it's like, this was something for them to go, my God, are you serious? And it's cool because they only want one thing, and I'll let you guys go. And Josh will do it. Josh will do it too. Is just like the credit wallet, I want you guys to foresee in the near future that you can actually transfer and give your brand bucks away.
That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be an
Oh,
incentive. That's gonna be a
man.
bonus. That's going to be, bringing people in, and to anybody on your team that wants to hit certain ranks, whatever contest that you set up with them, you'll give them some of that away to people that can hit it.
Yeah.
That's gonna, be explosive in the future.
Yeah, because when you run into hungry people that need to take care of their families and supply chains have been shut down, shipping has been shut down. There's so many weird stuff happening around Russia because of this war with Ukraine and the countries that are bordering it. And, like even the people that I talked to on a personal level from Hungary, that's why Ron and I sort of got teared up, because, I can you guys actually imagine, Anthony, what state do you live in?
New York.
New York. Can you imagine, people bombing parts of New York?
Well,
and everybody telling you,
planes hit the World Trade Center.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're not coming for you in your part of your country. So how do the people feel in Pennsylvania? And how do people feel in New Jersey? And how it's like people really don't get what's happening to the people that have countries that border Ukraine. They're like, we don't have an army. We can't protect ourselves. What if this war messes up and then Putin wants to slide across the frickin' border? So I got people right now that are marketing their asses off, and they're doing it because they want to get the income so they can get their families the hell out of there. And you guys think you got a reason why?
They have a bigger reason.
Give me an opportunity where I can make some money to make sure my family's in a safe place. Because they think that they all believe that Putin's just gonna take over Ukraine and then just start taking over next Europe's country, next Europe country, next Europe country. Because they know the rhetoric. You know, Putin, when he came into office, his number one goal is to make sure he took back every piece of property that he felt that was taken away from Russia.
And that'll be a great story to say to somebody that, you know, they've earned enough money in MDC just to move from the war zone to a safer place. That's
just not to have their families hear bombs going off and you know, so what a great place to leave. So I got a chance to talk to you, Anthony, and
thank you, Robert. I appreciate it.
Wish I was at your baby shower tomorrow.
I'll share pictures.
Tell your wife hi, and I'll turn this back over to Craig. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony.
Anthony, thank you so much, and appreciate you coming on back so that we could also continue that chat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for everything, for all of your time, for being here with us in the inner circle. Got to give it out to the people who shared: James Saunders, John Tier, Bob Johnson, Jerome Marshall, Corky Kinter, Wanda Alayariju, Mary Valchik, and of course, Matt Hollis. Thank you so much for being our executive producer.
Matt's here.
No, huh?
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. And we appreciate you for joining us. Now, if you want to save all of the information that was shared, like the links and things like that, that's on Zoom, go ahead and click the 3 dots down in the chat area, and then click on Save Chat. And at the end of this presentation, all of that information will download to your computer. There's the instructions. If you're watching us on YouTube, I already shared it all for you right there in the YouTube chat. So it'll just take a little while for the YouTube channel to come back, and you'll be able to get it, because typically once we're over, YouTube's got to recycle. But thank you so much for joining us. Robert, bless you. Thank you for being our mastermind here to help us with our breakthroughs. Appreciate you. Love you. Each and every one of you. Please be good to yourselves. Be cash. And until next time, bye-bye. I will go ahead and open up so we can all say so long for now.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks,
you,
Dad.
Robert.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Craig.
Craig.
See you
You
later.
guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Hi, Lisa Marie.
Thank you,
Mike,
everyone.
Great
Guys,
breakthrough session,
Don,
Dad.
Melody, love you, Matt.
Love you too.
Shauna, Peter, Shara, Anthony, Christopher's iPad number 2.
See you guys in a
Have a great
for the,
weekend, guys.
Other meeting.
Great. See you, Randy. See you, Sarah, Shauna. There we go.